Welcome to the Brett Davis Podcast. Well, good evening, everybody. Nice to see you, or I guess it's nice for you to see us. I can't see you, but you know what I'm saying. I'm Brett, of course. And of course, I have, why am I saying of course? I must be nervous. I haven't even had a drink yet. I have the CEO, Sherri Zorn.
Yes.
Nice to finally meet you in person.
Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, we've got this drink that I've been hearing so much about, VodKucha.
Right.
Right?
Hey, you said it perfectly.
Well, I practiced about 100 times, so I should have gotten it right.
You did it. You
I'm
nailed it, Brett.
Can I pop one?
Let's do it together.
Let's try it.
Come on. Let's get the party started. Cheers. Here's to
your success.
To you and VodKucha.
Okay, let's give it a try. Let's see how this tastes.
All right. It goes down pretty
Oh,
smooth.
that's nice.
Not too
That's very
sweet.
smooth. Wow.
You like it. It must be the 6 times distilled premium vodka in there.
It's not
light.
It's light. It's not really sweet.
Right.
It doesn't taste overly, everything is balanced.
Thank you. I worked 2 years to perfect it, so I'm glad you like it.
So let's start with your career, Kate. You didn't start in this business, right?
I did not. Look, he's taking a second drink, so he didn't spit it out.
No, it's really, honestly,
I'm
it's
kidding.
very good.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pass this across over here.
You're a healthy.
I'm getting the camera crew drunk. I mean, it's not real sweet. Isn't that nice? Wow. Well, I haven't tried this one, but I'm sure it's good too. I'm going to try it right now.
Yeah.
This is the perks of having a podcast show.
Right. I love that we're having happy hour at the same time we're having.
Honestly,
podcast.
They're both
because we need happy hours to. We have a lot of stress in our life, and we need to do something healthy if we want to have a little cocktail at the end of the day that gives you energy and is semi-healthy because of the kombucha. Here you go. That's kind of what I set out to do.
So let's go over the ingredients. I was going to go into your career first and how you started, but since you're already on a roll with this, tell us what's in this and why it tastes so good.
So
great, actually great.
Right. So I got a 6 times distilled vodka out of Missouri. It's a domestic corn. And if people that don't know what the distilled number is, 6 times distilled is a premium to ultra premium vodka, similar to, I'll give them a plug because they're from Texas like me, Tito's, okay?
Yeah.
So it's similar to a Tito's in quality, okay? So the taste is very smooth and light, not overpowering. And then I use a craft kombucha that's made in San Luis Obispo. It's a kombucha company there, and they make my kombucha. They actually make my drinks there too. So everything's made here in California, and it's a very high quality kombucha. It doesn't have that vinegary kind of finish that a lot of them do. That's what gives it such a light flavor. Their kombucha is very they make it very light, and it's not that real strong vinegar because they perfected the art of making kombucha.
Okay.
And then I add all natural and organic fruit flavors. And I source those from several different places.
This is not an expensive process.
Yes.
Or it is an expensive process.
It is because, all the ingredients that I put in here are very high end. There's no preservatives. There's nothing artificial.
No, it tastes like it was just made. It's hard to believe it was in a can.
Yeah.
And what do you both think?
Fantastic. Thank you.
And you don't like beverages like that.
Thank you. Yeah. And these were made in November. So that lets you know.
They fermented.
Yeah. So they were made in November, and they've been at, I have a warehouse near Los Angeles in the Redlands, and that's where they store all my drinks.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So how did you get involved with this? Let's go back into your career first though. So your background, you were in pharmaceutical sales,
right.
And you were also involved with, what was the other business?
Before, right out of college, I was an insurance adjuster.
Okay.
It's just like you go out there and you say, I just need a job, right? And it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's a decent salary and it's 8 to 5, but it can vary, right? But I just wanted a good job, a nice paying job, and it gave me a little flexibility, and I wasn't sitting behind an office desk, which is not me at all. I'm like out. So I got to get out of the office and go. I actually climbed on roofs, and
What?
yeah, I was a homeowner's claims adjuster. And I'd show up and I'd have the ladder and I flip it and they'd go, "What? You're getting on my roof?" And I go, "Yes, I am." And they go, "Can you send a man?" I go, "I am the man today, so get used to it," right? So
What a sexist thing to say.
I know, right? So then uh, after that little gig, I said, "You know what?" I started having my girls. I got pregnant and I said, "I need to find something else where I'm not climbing on roofs because I could fall off a roof and that would be the end of my pregnancy." So I started interviewing for pharmaceutical jobs and I found one with Bristol Myers Squibb.
Very good company.
Yeah, yeah, and I had about 6 or I think 6 different products that I represented for them. And I said that was like my favorite job. It didn't feel like working because I got to socialize with the doctors and the nurses. I got to do dinners and it was just great. And I took one of my products, Monopril, from a 10% market share to a 50% in 6
Wow.
months.
Wow.
And they said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I started this little thing called Monopril Mondays." And they said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, what I do is I go in on Mondays and so Monopril, what if you don't know, is a hypertension and heart failure medication. And I would go in on Mondays and take them these big heart cookies with red icing, like sugar cookies in a box, and said, 'Don't forget it's Monopril Monday.' So they would only prescribe Monopril on Monday. I go, I'm asking is on Mondays, just prescribe Monopril." And they did. And it took the market share right up to 50%. And so I found that I had to create a cookie and me going in. Well, it was just in their head. So on Mondays, the doctors would go, "Oh, I got to prescribe Monopril today. It's Monopril Monday."
It must have been pretty
And
good cookies too.
trust me, I gained like 10 pounds. I'd have the leftovers in my car and I'd be like, "Oh, I can have one." And then one, I had a special bakery make them in Texas and they were
Oh, you
amazing.
were making them too.
I was not making
Because you
them.
do everything.
I try.
Yeah.
I wear many hats.
Yes, you
but
do. You only have one head.
I'm not a good baker. I'm
You're
a good casserole maker, but
okay.
not a good
So
baker.
you know your strengths.
Yes.
So that would be very successful. That would be a very successful thing to know, because when you're starting your own business and you never have had a business, knowing your weaknesses and your strengths is a very vital thing
Right.
to get, ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're doing all these things. And then when did you decide to get into the liquor business?
So during COVID, I was totally bored because I'm a social person and couldn't go anywhere, I was staying home. We couldn't go out to restaurant. Everything was shut down. And I was living in Los Angeles at the time. And I had some friends over for dinner one night because I still wanted to keep some sort of a normal life with all the COVID stuff going on. So one of the friends, so I ran out of mixers for the vodka. So I said, "Well, I have some kombucha in there. I'll just mix it in there and put a little squeeze of lime and see what people think." I didn't even think about it. I just did it because I've always been a kombucha. And the reason I've been a kombucha girl is because of the probiotic, the health benefits of it.
So do we have probiotics in here too?
Yes. So
Interesting.
probiotics, and that's why, and it has no hard seltzer, by the way. That's kind of part of the reason I created it because I had tried all those hard seltzers during the pandemic, and they all upset my stomach. And because of they're heavily carbonated and it's a malt beverage, there's nothing. And I said, "You know what? We really need a quality, high-end canned cocktail that health conscious people can get drink and feel good about it."
And
And
not feel bloated and have
right.
stomach cramps and
Yeah. So going back to my dinner party night, one of my guests said, "Oh my God, what is this? It's so good." And he owns an advertising agency in Los Angeles. And I said, "It's vodka and kombucha. I just mixed it because I ran out of mixers." And he looked at me and we all had a couple drinks. He goes, "You should can it." And I said, "Hmm." So I went to bed that night. Next morning I got up, I go, "How do you make a canned cocktail?" And
you Googled it?
I Googled it. And then it just started and it was like a snowball effect.
Sure.
I was obsessed. I could not stop.
Did you find things were falling into place without being forced?
Totally.
So it's like a
Because
universal.
I've tried other entrepreneurial, I'm not going to tell you some of my stuff because it'll make you blush, but I've tried some other, well, maybe not you, Brett, but other people. It might make the other people in the room blush.
Well, thanks a lot.
No, but I've tried some other, I've considered doing other things. I wrote a book.
Really?
Yeah, when I was living in LA, I wrote, 5 chapters, half a book.
Did you finish the book?
I did not, and I'll tell you why. It's a memoir.
So there's more to the story. You haven't finished it.
Yeah. And
That's
so
why you
one of
did-
these days I'll finish it
Right.
after I figure out what's going to happen with this.
I don't think that's going to be the end of it, even after
Yeah.
after you're done selling the company or
Yeah.
you building it and
Yeah.
selling it.
I'll
I
probably start another company. That's just
No, I think you're going to take. So I had a person that sold a business for I think it was 300 million. This was like probably 20 years
That's
ago.
what I'm manifesting.
20 years ago.
Wow.
And the
What
first
was it?
well, I don't want to say because everybody will know who it is.
Oh,
It's kind of personal and I don't want to,
okay.
you
No.
know.
We don't want to do that.
Right.
We don't want
But it was a successful sell. And they sold it before it peaked.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Okay.
what you want to do. You don't want to sell it
Oh.
after it's peaked. You want to follow your trends, your market, make sure you're still growing.
Right.
So he had the right person sell it for him.
Wow.
But the first thing he wanted to do was go right back. He had all these ideas for new businesses. And because of the success he had with that company, he got to meet a lot of very successful entrepreneurs from other businesses.
Oh, nice.
And all of them told him the same thing. Don't go into business right away. Take 1 year off and travel.
Oh, I like that.
And then if something comes to mind after that year that really stands out, then maybe go back into it. But
Okay.
that was just what I had heard from a lot of very successful people that had businesses.
Well, I would have no problem with that because I've got travel. I've got wanderlust in my veins. I can't get enough traveling. In fact, I have a meeting with a big distributor in Scottsdale, Arizona next week.
Good.
I know this could be my break that I've been asking for.
This might be it.
Yeah, and so I looked at the flights, and then I looked at the drive, and I said, "Oh, Scottsdale's only 5 hours from San Diego."
Yeah, it's like going to
so
Las Vegas.
I'm loading up my little dachshund dog, and I invited my daughter who lives in Newport Beach, and I'm going to make it an event, like a little road trip.
Very
with
nice.
Mother, daughter, dog in the front seat. Well, now the dog will be kicked to the back seat because my daughter Reagan will be in the front seat. So we're driving to Arizona next week. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
I'm going to go in there and present it and see. I have a feeling they're going to sign up.
So one thing about Scottsdale, I used to live there.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I've never been. I've been
you're
I've been to that area for just to like drop somebody off at a.
It's amazing. It's an amazing. It's like Coronado in the desert.
Oh,
that's the way I would
nice.
describe Scottsdale.
We're staying at I booked some hotel that's like up in the mountain area, kind of. I just wanted to get. It has the little Kiva fireplaces and everything, so I'm excited. So, and it's dog friendly, so I get to take my little dachshund Shiloh.
Good. So here's an advantage. I mean, I don't know if your distributor you're going to see sells to the resorts, but Scottsdale has lots of resorts there.
Exactly.
High end.
I also think this drink would do really well in Vegas.
Yep.
With all the pools and the outdoor, because people don't want to be standing in the pool holding a cup that somebody knocks into them and then they spill it.
Right.
And they could be holding this.
I really do like it.
Thank you. And it's kind of a cool thing to hold. And I call it liquid zen. So they think it makes them like, I always say all the cool chicks like VodKucha. So they do.
So how many guys like this drink?
A lot of them. And I'm surprised. And I didn't really create it for one specific sex over another. I just wanted to create something that there was there's nothing like it out there. And there is no other vodka kombucha that I'm aware of in the US being sold right now. So I want, and actually a lot of guys really like it. So,
well, you know what I like about it? It's not too sweet.
Right.
And you can taste a little bit it has lime in it, right?
Yes.
I can taste the lime and I can taste the vodka. What do you like about it, Sarah?
Well, it's sweet enough. I like this.
Well,
thank you. Yeah.
So what? It's okay, but probably I'm not sure, but she says she likes the sweetness, but it's not too sweet.
Right. Good. Thank you. That was kind of my goal. I wanted to be able to have where it wasn't, when you took a sip of it, you're not going, oh, that's straight sugar. That's why I posted the calories. Like this one has 120 and only 5 grams of sugar and 5 carbs, and that one's 130 and 6
6
grams.
carbs?
Yeah.
And it's not that sweet.
No. And well, when you think about if you go buy a bottle of kombucha in the store and you look at the label, it has somewheres between it can be anywhere from like 5 to the 15 grams of sugar in there. So that's another thing why the kombucha I used was so important that we didn't get all that sugar and carbs from
Mhm.
the guys at Whalebird that I used to make my kombucha were amazing, and they had one of the lowest caloric, kombuchas out there with the low sugar values and all that, and just great guys to work with. And they built me a line there in their facility, and there's a lot of obstacles to overcome starting an alcohol business.
Let alone any business.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, I spent 2 years pretty much perfecting it, getting all the packaging, getting the flavors just right, and I'm thinking about actually coming out with another flavor, so that'll be my next little project after we get this one on the
Very
map.
nice. Well, I have a good feeling about Scottsdale for you.
Oh, good.
I think you're gonna do very well
Oh,
at that
okay.
meeting next week.
Thank you.
This would do very well there and Las Vegas.
Right, right.
Those are great.
Yeah.
The Southwest will love it.
Yay.
And Palm
I
Springs, Palm
appreciate
Desert.
that, word of encouragement.
Well, it's
My
more
favorite new drink.
Oh, yay! Thank
she doesn't and
you.
so this is a person that you're talking to that doesn't drink alcoholic beverages. And she
And because you can't taste the vodka, right? No, I'm telling you, people have told me this is dangerous, because people say, "Oh, it's only 5% ABV," but I promise you, after you drink one, you're gonna feel it, and it's not like it's just this energetic, kind of buzzed, where you're, you just feel good. And that's what you want,
and in control.
and their control, yeah.
Energized.
And you can't taste the vodka. That's another it could be a plus or minus. I've had some people say, "Oh, I pour it in a glass and I add another shot." I said, "Go for it. I mean, there's nothing anybody can do what they want. So if they want something stronger, they can add more vodka to it, obviously. But I wanted to do something that was more appealing to the mainstream. Yeah, because when I did the samples, I tried doing like 6-7% ABV, and it didn't taste the same. It was not near as good. And so, I made that executive decision at the moment just to keep it at 5. So
Most successful entrepreneurs do what they feel is right and what they like.
in your
They stay
gut,
they
right?
stay true to them to their
Right.
feeling of what and
Yeah.
that's all of them.
And the only people that I had try this is myself and my daughters. I said, okay, I had a little party. I packed the samples in a little cooler, and we went out to the beach in Newport Beach. And I was so nervous because nobody had tried it ever but me and the people at the lab. And my daughter invited one of her friends, and we went out there, and I was going, oh, please, I hope they like it. Because I knew they wouldn't lie to me. Because my daughter and her friends are very, we're like, her friends are like my daughters, and we're like sisters. And I trust and they're all in their 20s. So, so they tried it and they go, "Oh my God." And I go, "No, no, really, really." It's like, "Really, really?" And we're out on the beach. And at that moment, I just knew. I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. If they like it, that's all I need is my daughter's approval.
I
So
think it's fantastic what you're doing.
thanks, Brett.
So most of this startup capital you probably raised was probably your own
My
money.
savings
your
account is
savings,
dwindling.
right? Well, that and you probably had some family members, possibly. You probably took a line of credit.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to.
No.
It's like jumping out of a plane without a parachute,
Right.
right?
Yeah. But the thing is, you have to keep pushing through your fear. And that's what I found has kept me really focused, is that I do wake up in the middle of the night and I start panicking, going,
Oh, I bet.
going, "Oh my God, what if this?" But so far I've gotten in 32 locations in less than 8 months. And I've talked to other alcohol because I do a lot of promotions. I do most of my own promotions around town here. I have a bunch of locations in Paso Robles and up in the Bay Area as well, and Santa Cruz, San Jose area. I've even gotten in a couple small grocery store chains up in the Bay Area. And most of the alcohol people that I do the promotions, like we'll be doing it at the same time. I've done it with a whiskey brand, and they said it took them over 2 years to get in 50 locations without a distributor. Well, I have a pass-through kind of distributor. I'm looking for a full on, like, a distributor that will, be able to do everything for me. But I'm actually having fun. I'm hands-on, I'm getting involved, I'm out there meeting people. They don't know I'm the founder sometimes, and I just watching their face light up when they drink it, because they're not expecting. A lot of people that don't even like kombucha like my drink.
No,
Because
I'm not a kombucha
you're
guy.
not. Can you taste the vinegary, like
No,
that fermented flavor, right?
that's what I didn't like about it.
Right.
But I knew all the health
Yeah.
benefits of it.
So I talk to a lot of people and I say, just try it, give it a try. And they try it and they go, oh my God. And they say it doesn't have that taste of kombucha that I don't like, that fermented vinegar flavor. And I said, yeah, because I sourced a really good kombucha, and it has the vodka and the fruit flavors kind of mask it a little. So that's why it's kind of a feel-good drink. I call it liquid zen. That's why.
Do you happen to know, I don't mean to put you on the spot,
Oh.
how many live cultures are in this
I
kombucha?
don't know, but I did do some shelf stability testing,
Uh-huh.
and the probiotic, they remain intact literally until 6 months or something.
Okay.
So as long as it's sold within 6 to 8 months, most of the probiotics intact. Some of it can get, weakened or
Sure,
whatever by
sure.
the vodka and everything else.
Right.
But it's still got enough in there that you can feel it. You don't have that bad morning feeling like a headache or hangover or stomach ache
Because of the probiotics.
by drinking it. Yeah.
Right. It'd be great. And somebody down the road might ask you, how many probiotics in that?
Exactly.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. I have some paperwork on testing. I did a bunch of shelf stability testing up in the Bay Area at a company called Amtech. They were really great. And I would go by there every month, and they give me like a printout of everything that was, nothing changed really. So it kept pretty stable. So, but it has to be kept refrigerated. But so the exciting news.
There's more?
Yes, I am working on making it shelf stable so that I'm working on making it so it will hold up without refrigeration. It can be like on an end cap at a grocery store,
Okay.
but it still is going to have the same flavor and everything else, and no preservatives. So,
well, this is a treat. I don't really have expectations typically on podcast interviews or any of the interviews. I know you're very social media active.
yeah.
I see you everywhere.
Oh,
That's how I found you.
yeah.
And I admired that you're taking that leap to go into business, because it really is a scary thing to do, but you're doing it.
Right.
And I have to say, your product is amazing. It's a
Thank
phenomenal.
you, Brett.
Anybody out there that hasn't tried, of course, VodKucha, I would say one thing. I would say you're going to love it. And I'm not getting paid to say that. It's the honest.
Hear that I'm slipping the 500 under the table.
500 is not enough.
Oh,
I don't want
okay.
it. No,
How much do you want?
No, I don't want anything.
I'm kidding.
But honestly, anybody out there is worried about sugar content. They're worried about all these other things like, body getting swelled up afterwards, headaches. I don't know about the headache part, but I believe what she says about the kombucha, because I know that it has a lot of effects the probiotics do with the acids in the stomach.
Right.
So this is a phenomenal new product. This has got to be so far for this year, and I've tried a lot of things. Okay. This has got to be my most favorite product so far.
Thank you, Brett. Wow.
I don't think I've ever said that this year.
Wow.
Have I ever said that so far? I think it's the first time, right? Honestly, even my wife likes this, and she's a hard sell. I'm
going to bring her some tomorrow. I'm going to just drop it off at your front door. How's that?
Sarah likes it. I have never heard her ever say she liked an alcoholic beverage before.
Wow. Thank you,
Sarah. That's the first time. So are there any big events coming up that you're going to be involved with?
I'm looking at the San Diego Spirits Festival in October. I wanted to wait until so my goal, I told you I'm in 32 locations thus far. My goal, my 1-year launch date will be mid-July of 2023. And my goal is to be in 50 locations.
You're going to do it.
Yeah, I think I will. I'm really focused right now. I've gotten good feedback in the marketplace. And at that point, then I can really start doing some of these events. I'm also working with someone we're working and getting into Albertsons Safeway up in Idaho as well.
Okay.
So we presented my drink to the executives there about 2 weeks ago, and I should have an answer from them in about a month, and that would be huge. So if I can get in a big box, that's kind of my goal before I do, so that people can just say, oh, I can go get it at Vaughn's, or I can go get it at Safeway, or I can go get it at, it's right now it's in mostly liquor stores and small grocery chains. So,
Okay.
but other than that, I'm growing, and I appreciate you bringing me on here for exposure for my brand. And you guys are just great people, and I'm super excited.
Well, we appreciate you making the trip over here.
Yeah.
I believe that you had something.
Oh,
I judge products based on the people that are involved first,
right.
because I think that, and I think you had even mentioned there's a gentleman that owns some bars
Mhm.
that had a product that he was using before,
Right.
a drink that he was selling, and he's not selling it anymore.
Right.
And he brought yours in because he liked the fact that you're this small business, this
Yes.
woman that's kind of, it's like a David and Goliath story.
I don't know, but
It's Dana instead of
right.
David, it's Dana and
Dana.
Goliath.
No, I have to say, I've had some lucky breaks, and people have been very receptive, and especially a woman in the alcohol business, because there's not a whole lot of us at this point. Um, and I've had some people that have been I've been fortunate to have people give me some really great breaks in the industry and help me out. And especially the guy that designed all my cans and my packaging.
Your cans are beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the colors.
And it's supposed to be kind of like chakras
Uh-huh.
aligning, because it's a feel good drink. It's not like a drink that you just go out to get drunk or whatever. It's something you go to have a good time
Mm-hmm.
and stay present and grounded. And that's why I kind of did it kind of like the chakras, and there was a lot behind everything we did. So, yeah.
Well, I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
I know
Brett.
you're going to do very phenomenal in Scottsdale.
Thank you.
I have a good feeling about it for you. It's more of an instinct. So everybody, we have the website at the very bottom right.
And that shows all my locations.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm growing, but it takes time. It's pretty much a one-woman show.
8 months, 32 stores.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All the way from San Diego up to San Jose. So,
okay.
Yeah, we're in Paso Robles now, 4 locations.
And they're known for their wine.
Yeah.
So how do they?
So this is a thing. I think people there, it was a great place for me to go, because they drink wine all day at the wineries, and then they come home and they're like, they don't want wine sometimes after being at the wine taste. They want to change. Or if it's a really hot day, this is better than wine. I'm a big wine. I drink wine too, but I've actually switched to this because I just feel better. I have energy. Wine makes me tired and gives me a headache the next day. And this just kind of doesn't do that. So
right away when you drink it, it's like.
Are you feeling it already? I'm feeling it.
I feel relaxed, but
you feel kind of like, it's almost like
awakening.
Relaxed and energized.
It's
right?
a little bit of an awakening.
Yes. And I think that's what I told you, that woman that might be my brand ambassador, she found my drink. It's in Malibu at the Colony House, right on the PCH, it's the biggest liquor store in Malibu. And she went in and she said she bought it just because she liked the cans. And she sent me a message on Instagram, and she said, "What the heck did you put in there?" She goes, "What's in there?" And we become great friends. And I told her, as soon as I start making some more money and get my distribution, a little better distribution, I'm gonna use her, because she absolutely loved it, and she bought it just based on the packaging. So,
well, people say they don't judge a book by its cover, but I think they do.
Maybe
and color,
partially.
And color.
Well, it kind of catches your eye, and that's.
If this was just a white box, with a name, I don't think anybody would gravitate towards it.
Right, kind of boring, right?
So that's but you're going to do well, and you are doing well. Is there anything you want to tell anybody out there that's never tried the product, or any advice?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that's given me an opportunity, including you, to speak about it and share the benefits and the positive things I've heard. And just wish me luck, and I'll just keep plugging away. So,
Well, luck happens when you put all the hours and the work in.
That's me.
That's-
I've become a workaholic. I, I mean, it's crazy. And they say that when you love what you're doing, like what you are and what I'm doing now, it's not like work. And it doesn't feel like work to me. I'm enjoying every minute of it. Meeting with people, letting them try it. I did the Rancho Santa Fe Farmers Market on Sunday, and it was cloudy, overcast, drizzly, and I was outside with no shelter. And I put on my Fleetwood Mac music, and people were just coming over. And I wasn't even at the market itself. I was over by the liquor store, Keg and Bottle in Rancho Santa Fe, because that's I was able. They have a wet license, so I can do tastings and everything. Everybody bought it. I sold out 2 cases. I sold out everything they had, except like one lady that was probably in her 80s, and she tried it. I said, kudos to you, girlfriend. She said, I don't know, but I'll try it. And everybody else bought it though. So it was, I love that feeling of creating something that people actually like to drink.
Well, they value what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they like what you're doing. So you're doing the right thing.
I hope so.
You are. I mean,
I'm having a blast. I mean, I have, and people like you helping me out, giving me exposure and giving me a break, and I will never forget it. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you coming again.
Yeah.
This is an amazing product.
Thank you.
This is my most favorite new product of the year that I've tested.
Well, this was fun that we got to have a little happy hour here on air.
I didn't know what to expect. I knew, you know what I expected? I expected it to be a stronger vodka taste.
Oh, really?
And I got to tell you, it's perfect. Everybody out there, you're going to love it. Pick it up for your parties, whatever. I'm telling you, the bars, we know a lot of bar people.
Beach, barbecues, everything. Yeah.
I'm going to be buying it.
And thank you. And people love to take it to parties and things because it's so new that a lot of people are like, what is that? What is that? I had a lady that bought 2 4-packs at the farmer's market this weekend. And she said, I'm taking it to a party tonight. I go, oh my gosh. And we even exchanged numbers. She said, you're like my friend. She goes, I want to support you. And then she said, and I said, well, I want to hear, I want to be your friend, but I want to hear what they say, that when you bring it to the party, is it going to be like, oh my gosh, what is this new product? I think it's fun to experience new things because I love when people expose me to things that I've never tried, different foods, drinks, everything. So yeah, I think I'm on a roll.
Good.
And I'm having fun, and let's do this.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And nice photo of you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. There you go, everybody.
Nice of you too.
Oh,
I'll bring you some mousse next time to fix the hair.
We need more vodkas on there. Let's picture,
vodka.
more cans, of course. Sherri Zorn, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brett.
Okay, everybody, you take care of yourselves. And everybody, all my sponsors at the bottom of the screen there, thank you very much for your sponsorship and your belief in my shows. If anybody has an idea for Woman of the Year, or you want to be a sponsor for the Brett Davis podcast, please contact me here at the Brett Davis. Actually, it's Brett Davis 2020 at yahoo.com. Everybody take care. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening, and be good to each other.